Welcome back to the Workbench, where uncut and unedited, you can watch me, just a guy, trying to make things. And we're currently making a Wacky Races diorama. And part of that diorama is Penelope Pit Stop's Compact Pussycat, which is what we are working on now. We're actually having to try to do some body work on the body of the car because we had two holes in the body that were made for pieces that kind of clamp down. As this being a model that's, what do you call it? It doesn't use glue. It's a snap tight or whatever. But what it used was a clamping system to hold the body to, in fact, here's the tub of the chassis, to this tub of the chassis here. And it had holes in the body that we needed to fill, which is what we've done so far. If I flip it over, you can see we patched the backside with just some styrene here, and then we body filled it, and now I've reprimed it, and now I can see we still have a few little boogers. Let me get it in the light. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that too. It's very just small, little imperfections. The back is actually real close. We just have one little pinhole right there that I need to kind of skim over the hole from the back. So that back's real close. And this is what's great about giving, or at least in my opinion, what's great about giving it a coat of primer. If you give it that flat, consistent color, you can really see the imperfections. And it's just a little bit right. Now we need to leave, there's a little divot up front, which I need to make sure stays in there because that's kind of where the front lip bumper, is that what, is it a lips bumper? I don't know, whatever, the front lips. Boy, I hope, yeah, that's, YouTube, don't hit me on that one. Anyways, yeah, where the front bumper, we'll call it a bumper, where the front bumper matches up. So we need to leave that little divot there, but we do have just a couple little imperfections right there. And I thought what we would do is kind of skim that over here together, just so we can kind of, I don't know, see it done together. If you've never seen this before, at least how I do it. I'm sure, I don't know if I do this anywhere near close to the right way you should be doing it, but basically, I went and picked up some U-Pole body filler. Now, usually I use U-Pole's Dolphin Glaze, which is it's a skim coat. It's really nice. It's actually like a pinhole filler for big cars, for 1-to-1s. That's what you would use it for. I have some. I don't have the hardener for it, and they don't sell just the hardener for the Dolphin Glaze. Now, I'm not for positive that this hardener will actually, the hardener that works for the body filler actually works for that. I don't know. But what I did is I went ahead and got up a big old can of body filler because you use a lot of this stuff. Now, obviously, I'm not going to use, what is this, 0.8 quarts of it on this one project, but I'll have it for the future. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this open, and we can kind of mix this up. Come on. I need to actually have a paint can opener actually works the best for this, one of the little poppers. I don't have one with me right here. I happen to just have a little bitty flathead screwdriver sitting by, but this will get it done eventually. There we go. I think that'll pop it off. There we go. And you know what I could do? I could probably just grab right off of the lid. I've got a little piece of, this is styrene, it's plastic. Just a tip, something I learned a long time ago doing body work on real cars. Don't use cardboard. Like when I was a kid, I would just grab a pizza box and I would mix my filler in a pizza box, whatever I had laying around, actually, or, maybe what do they call it? A wobble pop box laying around, but they're cardboard and you don't really want to use cardboard. It'll pull the paper, the cardboard will pull the moisture out of your filler. You don't really want that to happen. So I get this can closed without a hammer. Here we go. Okay, there, yep. All right. I think that got it pretty good. Let me get this side. I paid a lot of money for this. I don't want to let it waste away. Okay. So, I mean, that's basically all we need. Again, a glazing compound would be the way to go here. But what I can do is almost kind of turn it into a glazing compound. I'm going to use my hardener and I'm going to kind of go a little heavy with it. I mean, that's way too much for that, but it'll give us that quick setup. And then we want to try to just fold that in, but it's such a little bit. I think I'm going to have to actually kind of stir it in. Usually you want to kind of fold it because when you start stirring, the problem is with body filler when you start stirring it, and you guys probably all know this, but it'll introduce air bubbles, which is obviously what causes That's what causes your pinholes. I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue here. Now this is heavy on the hardener, so I don't have all the time in the world. But what you know what I think I'm going to do? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and grab it because I don't. Man, it's such little amount needed, and I want to try to keep it thin. I want to go as thin as I can with it, and I'm kind of making a mess up the hood there. And we're doing away with those scalloped lines that were on here, so I don't have to worry too much about that. So I can sand the whole hood and not have to worry. But I do want to watch out for that little divot we had going there. You know, I probably scoot this down so you guys can see a little better, and just try to smooth it. Try to pull it nice and smooth like so, if I can. And you don't, especially when you're running a lot, when you're using a lot of hardener, you don't want to overwork it. And I think this U-pole filler, whether it's their body filler or their spot glaze, it's actually really nice stuff. I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that one little pinhole back here. We'll see if I can get that kind of filled over. In fact, I'll just kind of glaze over. Yeah, see, this is already going hard on me, so I probably can't work it too much more. Just like that. And I think that's like way thick up top there, but what I can do is just scoop it off. All right. And then that should be what we need. And sometimes you can go in with your finger and just kind of pat it, because I want it. What I do is I kind of pat it into those spots we need to be worked. Now that it's quite tacky, just like so. And then I'll let that set up. I'll sand it down again. I did take a picture prior to what do you call it? Priming this. So I thought I'd let you guys see kind of what it looks like prior to priming. And then basically it's going to look the same. I'll give it another coat of primer, and hopefully we'll have a nice smooth body. And so for tomorrow, I think if everything works out fine with the body work here, I'll go ahead and give it a coat of the pink so we can kind of really start to see what it's going to look like. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Let me move this stuff out of the way, because again, I have some ideas. I have some ideas for the diorama portion. So let me move this out of the way, because that's going to take some work in between episodes. If you remember right from yesterday, if you were here yesterday, we have, let me move this out of the way here. Set it over there. We were talking about the base that the cars are going to sit on, which is basically going to be like this starting line here. Imagine this scaled up again. I wasn't able to do it on my printer. I need to figure out how to do that, where I can scale this up. And then we'll have a big background with the mountains and the grass, and then in between the cars and the background we'll have kind of, imagine this strip over here and the starting line over here, if that makes sense. But now with the cars, so I was going to have, in fact, let's just set it up again. I was going to have Penelope out here, and then I was going to have Dick kind of here coming right off the starting line like that. I think's the idea. I think's what I'm going to go with. But there's a couple things that I think can make this really cool. So I found a picture of the Mean Machine racing from the cartoon, and there's two things here that I want to add, and you can probably see them already, or guess what they are. There's two things. One is the smoke, and I kind of talked about this, like having the tires squealing and it's making smoke coming out. So I'm thinking, trying to build the smoke that's coming out, along the ground there, just like what we see here, and then dissipate out. But the other thing, which that shouldn't be that difficult, the other thing I was thinking about doing is, obviously this big guy here shoots a lot of flames out the back. So what if, and I'd have to figure out how we would do this. In fact, let me just pull this off if I can. Okay, so what if if I was able to make just a clear acrylic flame, basically something in this shape, and then with translucent paint, we just kind of add a little bit of, yellow and red to it. And then if we drill in here, so on the back side of here, well, in fact, we wouldn't even have to drill in. There's a hole there already for us. So we could, what I probably have to do actually is go in with a round piece of styrene right here, put an LED in it, have the wires come out, and the wires could come in let me bring this back over. The wires could come back into the body and then down. And then probably what we would do, this is where I'd have to try to figure out, probably what I'd do is drill through, let me grab something I can have the wires. So this sits here, right? So the wires would come in, down, drill a hole through the bottom of this tub here, through the bottom of the board that this is sitting on, the diorama board, run it out that way to the backside where there's a battery pack, right, to run the LED and an on-off switch and all that stuff. And then we could have a flame that lights up. If I could figure out, I just got to figure out how I could get, you know, I don't know if I want to, I don't know how to make the acrylic flame. So that's something we'd have to figure out together, but I think that could be really cool. And, you know, I think there's a whole world of YouTube out there. I bet I could find somebody that's done acrylic flames, and I could figure out how to make that happen. I don't know if you would 3D print a mold and then, you know, 3D print it and then make a mold and then mold just clear I don't know. That's probably the way you go. Or if you can 3D, I have a 3D printer, but I don't know. They make clear PLA, but I don't think that wouldn't look good. I'd rather do a mold. Or is there something out there that already exists? I don't know. I could look around for that too. But I think that would be really cool to have a light up flame coming out the back, and he's taking off. You have all the smoke coming off the tires, like he's out of there. And then there was something else that I wanted to talk about with the diorama. So every picture I see, and I can go back. I've got the entire Wacky Races on DVD. I should probably go back and watch them all. It's been a little while since I've watched them. I should go back and do that. But every picture I've seen of the Compact Pussycat driving, its tires aren't touching the ground. So what if we took, and I think I have some somewhere, some clear sprue or some clear plastic something, and actually had Penelope's car, the Compact Pussycat, off the ground, you know, just held up via some clear sprue or whatever, something clear to hold it up off the ground. And then on the diorama, we airbrush in or whatever, the shadow, because you always see the shadow and the car not touching the ground. I think it's supposed to show in the comic that, or cartoon, that was supposed to show motion. But what if we add that to the diorama? I think that would be really cool. So we build out the diorama so it'd be, you know, be on the road or whatever. And then we just kind of airbrush in the shadow with it sitting up off the ground, just like it would be. So we would have what you always see from Dick's car, with the smoke everywhere and all that stuff, with Penelope's car with it off the ground in the shadow. I think that would be really cool. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Of course, let me know if you know how to make, or if you could guide me in the direction on how I could go about making that acrylic flame. I have plenty of ideas as far as the smoke coming off the tires and whatnot. I think I know how we could do that. But if you have any ideas for me down below, let me know. Trust me, I am not the expert. I want to hear all the input you've got. I want to just make this turn out as best as possible, and I'm listening to you guys. Please let me know down there in the comment section. Now, with that said, I've got to finish up the bodywork. Before we can do any of that, I've got to finish up the bodywork on the old Compact Pussycat here. I've got to finish up getting the figures ready to go. We're real close. Hopefully by tomorrow, I said by today we'd have it all in primer. Tomorrow we will definitely have it all in primer. I'm going to get down to it. And I hope to actually have this in paint, in the pink colored paint. And then we can work on building out the yellow accents tomorrow together. But let me know what you think down below. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up with this. There's a playlist in the description if you want to get caught up. I do, by the way, FYI, I do have new microphone stuff coming. So hopefully the sound will get a little better. The audio will get a little better. But thanks for joining me today. Do all those things all those things you do on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.